In video 30, we're going to be working with square and square root equations. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is take out your homework sheet. We're going to be working out 4 equations together, and then you have several equations down here at the bottom, 6 of them, that you're going to practice. So let's begin. Take your sheet and just flip it over to the back, and I want to explain something to you so that you can understand the next several problems. First off, if we have a square, say we have x squared, okay, and we have the square root of x, okay. Now, to get rid of a square, we take its root, okay. So a root does a square, so the square root x squared, if we take the root of x squared, that is equal to x, okay? So the root and the square are inverse operations, okay? And if we square a root, we get x, okay? So what this says is that if we have a number, I'm just going to take a perfect square, like 9, okay? Okay, if we take 9 and we square it, okay, that is equal to 9, okay? And if we have, say, 9 squared, and we take the root of it, we get 9. So we're going to use these principles here when we solve these equations. So let's look here at number 1. Okay, we have x minus 2 under the radical sign equals 5. Okay. Now, we're going to first add its opposite, get rid of all the subtraction. Now, to get rid of the radical sign, we're going to square both sides. Remember, whatever we do to the left, we have to do to the right. So we're going to take this whole side of the equation and square it. We're going to do that same thing over here. We're going to square the 5. Okay? So what this gives us is x plus negative 2 is equal to 25. Okay? And if we add 2 to both sides, we get x is equal to 27. So your answer here is 27. And if we put this into substitute in, and we look at it, does 27 plus negative 2, okay, does that all equal 5? Well, let's look. 27 plus negative 2, that's 25. Is the root of 25 5? Yes. So it does check out. Okay, let's look here at number 2. Okay, in number 2, we have it kind of backwards. We're going to add its opposite, and then we're going to cross out this and move it over here, okay, to keep the variable on the left side of our equation, okay. Now, we don't have everything underneath the radical sign, so we got to we don't have everything underneath the radical sign, so we got to kind of use our order of operations, okay. We got to get rid of the plus negative 6 first. So if we add 6 to both sides, we get the root of x is equal to 13. Okay. Now, the next thing we have to do is we have to get rid of the root sign, and we do that just like we did before by squaring both sides. Okay. So we're going to get x is equal to, and if we take 13 squared, remember that's one of our perfect squares from the other day's lesson, 13 times 13 is equal to 169. Okay, and let's go ahead and check our work to see if it works out. Okay, does the root of 169 plus negative 6 equal 7? Well, the root of 169 is 13. Is 13 plus negative 6? 7? It is, so it does check out. Okay, and now let's look here at problem number 3. Problem number 3 is a little bit different. We have a number squared minus 7 equals 57. Okay, now first thing we're going to do is add its opposite. So we're going to add 7 to both sides. So we end up with x squared is equal to 64. Now, just like at the beginning of this video, to get rid of the square, we have to take its root. So we're going to take the root now of both sides. So that's going to do our square. We're going to have x, and the root of 64 is 8. Okay? Now, if we plug in here, we go back here and plug in, 8 squared plus negative 7, does that equal 57? Well, 8 squared, okay, is 64 plus negative 7 equals 57. 64 plus negative 7 equals 57. So it does check out. Okay. Now there is another answer. Okay, because it is squared. Okay, when we plug in here, we plug in negative 8. Well, negative 8 squared means that the negative goes with the 8. So when we square this, we're going to get 64 too. So 64 plus negative 7 equals, so we actually have two answers. We have 8 and negative 8. Okay. When we talk about these in class, though, and we evaluate these, we're going to look for what we call the principal square root. The principal root, okay, is what it's called, is the positive root. Okay, so when we evaluate, we're looking for the positive root. Okay, but also know that negative 8 is an answer that will work with this equation as well. Okay, let's take a look here at number 4. Okay, number 4 is a little bit different. It's a little more advanced. We're still going to do the same algebra. We're going to add negative 5 to both sides. So we're going to get 3x squared is equal to 53 plus negative 5. We've got negative there so that we can see it. So that's going to be, what is that, 48? Okay, so we have 48. Now, before we can take the root of a number, we got to get rid of that 3. Okay, taking the root of a number and squaring a number are kind of the last things that we can do. Okay, so we divide everything by 3, so we get x squared is equal to 16. Now we take the root of that, which will give us x is equal to 4. And also know that since we're squaring a number here, that another answer is negative 4. Okay, but we want just the principal root, which is 4. Now, what I'd like you to do is pause the video and work out the 6 problems at the bottom. When you're done, unpause the video and you can check your work and check your answers here. Now that you've unpaused the video, assume that you've done the problems. Okay, take a minute here to check your work, see how you've done with that. Number 5, we get b is equal to 10. Number 6, x is equal to 8. Number 7, a equals 4. Okay, and now number 8, we have two answers, 6 and negative 6 both work. The principal root, though, is 6. Okay, and number 9, we have 8 and negative 8, where 8 is the principal root. Remember, the principal root is the positive root. And number 10, we get n is equal to 8. Okay, bring your questions to class tomorrow, and I'll take time to answer them. Thank you for doing your homework tonight. See you in class tomorrow.